You think he's an ass, but he ain't. He's the Taint.
Hello, lamers. Sorry, that says gamers. I am the Taint, and I'm here to introduce you to something special. PICGEN by GameSalts. Now, is this something I built for you, my adoring fans? No! PICGEN is a one-man experiment in adding small amounts of flavor to sports management games, bringing you a half step closer to the expansive fictional worlds that are craved for by a global audience of what I'm told is at least 17 people. Today, I show you the maiden run. So on to the game! Wait, no, I'm being told we are starting with a little history first. Not sure why, but okay. So the guy who built this, let's call him Taint. Taint became obsessed with sports management games starting in 1987 with Earl Weaver Baseball. We are talking about dot matrix printers, binders of stats stacked across a closet shelf. We are talking about games like Out of the Park Baseball and Jim Ginden's brilliant front office football franchise. Text-based games where you don't even play. You just manage the team. It's as if you must use your imagination to its fullest to enjoy these games, right? Fast forward 40 years and Taint's game of choice is Draft Day Sports Pro Football by Wolverine Studios. Okay, it says here in all caps, Wolverine Studios, not affiliated with GameSalts or PICGEN. Yep. Okay. So here's the issue. In these management sims, you never see players on the field. It's all numbers and a tiny player photo. Draft Day has a built-in default image generator, and it's okay. You get something. But Tate is a dreamer. He's a world builder. He creates entire make-believe worlds and escapes into them. So he's a bit of a loser, possibly deranged. So to spice up the game, he talked to an AI robot for weeks until they had a way to inject the game with the style and personality Tate was looking for. This is apparently called vibe coding. I have been instructed to say here that this is an empowering example of how creatives can use AI to build tools previously out of their reach because of a lack of programming knowledge. Cool, huh? So what is PICGEN? PICGEN uses actual game data for players to build portraits. No random selection, no random image library. It analyzes physical and personality traits, player era and name combined with historical race distribution probabilities, and derives unique image generation prompts for each player in the league. These run through an automated image generator pipeline, and boom! Entire league, unique faces, every season, every draft class. Imagine PICGEN will produce a unique personality even for that fourth-string bench warmer that gets cut after one season and that the player will never actually see. Because that makes sense. That's immersion. So to the gaming. In our example here, which Tate has creatively named PICGEN Test Multi-Season League, we find two conferences, 6 teams each. Over in the West, I, as sports god the Taint, will be helming the mighty Austin Thunderbats. The rest of the league is littered with a multitude of interesting and exciting teams, such as the Asheville Alpacas and the Portland Ataxos. So before we work the PICGEN magic, let's look at what we get out of the box.
He's the Taint.
Here we are in the customized league, where I'll be general manager of the beloved Austin Thunderbats. GameSalts has given me a list of players that they would like me to review, and they are quarterback Steven Camarillo. He's got ratings that will put you to sleep before the news. Looks like I'm stuck with a bus driver QB this season. Running back Scott Edwards. Yes, star potential, good personality traits, but this game-generated portrait, it screams private high school legend. Offensive tackle, Jorge Peter. Interesting picture for a 6'1", 291-pound tackle with 7 years experience. Decent ratings, though. Tight end, Gonzalo Terrell. Love the name, but looks like a pretty mediocre player. We'll see what the PICGEN people make of this guy. Linebacker, Reginald Pearson. Now we're talking. Good talent, great work ethic. Pick is a little soft. Looks like he'd rather play with Lincoln Logs than tear the head off a receiver. But there you have it. A cornucopia of run-of-the-mill players looking for a makeover. Will PICGEN live up to the hype? Now before checking the results, let's review the goal! PICGEN is supposed to consider name, age, size, position, personality, and decade to better envision the player. The GameSalts people would like me to remind you that this is a beta and still under development. So there you go. Nothing says awesome like setting low expectations. And if that confidence flaccidity didn't turn you off, GameSalts would also like me to show you how to load the PICGEN images. Very well. Step 1. Find your league's player picture folder, typically located in Documents, Wolverine Studios, the Game folder, Leagues, Your League, HTML. Now pay attention here, because there is a Players folder under HTML, but you want to go deeper into the Images folder, and then Players. Now drag in the PICGEN pics, conveniently named with the player ID, and restart the game. Bam! We've got a league loaded with some of that salty GameSalts flavor. Let's revisit our players. Steven Camarillo, our rather mediocre quarterback, has a new look that feels more Camarillo. He should be skinnier, but I'd say his hair is appropriate for a clean-cut player of the 70s. All in all, this guy does look like your typical non-interesting bus driver quarterback. Assessment 1, improvement over the default. PICGEN grade, 8 out of 10. Scott Edwards! Whoa, a lady Thunderbat. Must have been that high leadership rating. Okay, okay, our GameSalts rep is telling me that this is a known glitch. The beta engine was designed to allow for all male, all female, and co-ed leagues. But our test league is supposed to be all male, so this goes down as a fail. But is it an improvement? Sure, I'll say yes, just because I like the picture. But we'll fail PICGEN with a grade of 1. Jorge Peter! Now we're talking. Not sure about this guy being a Jorge, but I believe it. Good strength, big fella at 6'1" and 291 pounds. I'd say his afro is more early 90s than 1970, but I'll still give a D on era. All in all, a good PICGEN effort and upgrade. Let's go with a 7 out of 10. Gonzalo! Would have expected a Spanish fella. Wait, I'm being told PICGEN uses stochastic probabilities and NFL-derived era data to generate more realistic pools for ethnicity. So yes, this could be a rare and unique Gonzalo. I think his build is in line. He looks the part of a tight end. I'm meh in terms of his 70s style, but it's not out of the question. Not bad, not great. A 6 on the Taint meter. Last but not least, Reginald Pearson. Yes, this looks like a Reginald. He could be a bit more muscular, but looks like a competitive linebacker with a strong work ethic. Just look at those determined eyes. His mid-length afro says, "Conservative man of the 70s." I'm excited about Reginald Pearson, though I expect he'll demand a trade to a better team. This is excellent. I give him an 8. And there you go! First impressions of the new PICGEN beta. I'll pass these thoughts off to GameSalts, and they'll make their improvements. Looking over my notes, the PICGEN portraits get an average 6 out of 10 on how well they mimic the players, which is a good start, especially since all the images outperform the default system. But we had a major fail as well with Scott Edwards. I look forward to getting to know all the different players around the league and see how the other 1,400 players' portraits hold up. So join us next time when we update you on the league, delve deeper into what makes PICGEN work, and how it handles draft day. If you want to participate in the PICGEN beta, contact GameSalts via their website, GameSalts.com. I'll see you next time, and remember, it's never too late to explore the Taint.
It hit Canseco in the head and bounced over the wall for a homer.